Hey, Salvador Brakeman here. Welcome back to the Life of Freedom YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk about freedom, encouraging you to have more freedom in your life and how to actually do that in tangible ways. So maybe you want to have freedom when it comes to your career, freedom when it comes to your business, building wealth in your life, your personal finances, your relationships, right? Your health, your body, etc. Your soul, your spirit, your happiness, and just achieving success in life in general. We talk about that on this channel, and as well, how do you encourage yourself to really go out there and to just embrace that mantra, which is freedom. So today I want to talk about some of the easy ways which you can actually have more success in life. And these are not like, secrets necessarily, but they are keys that if you actually adopt them, you actually follow them, you will see results when it comes to the success that you're experiencing in any area of your life. This is a complete radical transformation, and a lot of the times, honestly, you haven't been introduced to this in school, by your parents, by teachers, or by mentors. So it is so amazing that you're here on today's video to actually start to study this and start to learn about this. So let's get into it. It's coming up right after this. So why do I call these keys? Like, why are these keys to success? I think that for me, a lot of the times when I think about success, that could be success when it comes financially, success when it comes to my business, success when it comes to doing different things, publishing, 10 different books, creating courses, creating podcasts, creating YouTube channels, all the different things I've done, or when it comes to in my own life, changing my body, getting more intelligent about what I'm eating and putting into my actual body, right? And being able to go to the gym and work out and improve my dating life and all these kinds of things, health, wealth, love, happiness, all these different things. It feels almost like that thing that you are craving is on the other side of a door. You know what I mean? It feels like it's so close. It is so close. You look at someone else who's achieving success in their life. You see someone else who is beautiful, who's amazing, and you kind of envy them a little bit, but you're also just like in awe, and you're like, they are so close to me. Their life is literally right there, and I just want to be there, right? But I don't know how. It's like you're on the other side of this doorway, and if you just had the right key, you could open up that door. You could enter that whole life that you've been dreaming of, and you can have an incredible life that's full of freedom, adventure, spontaneity, happiness, vitality, energy, and be able to wake up every morning really happy. So that being said, right, what are some of these keys when it comes to success? So I'm talking to really, I think, an earlier version of myself as well. There are times when you go through ups or downwards, peaks and valleys when it comes to success in our life. This is something that is so incredibly important, whether it is that you're just trying to hustle more, you're trying to achieve more, and you are an ambitious person. Number two, you've hit a roadblock, right? And you're like, whatever I'm doing hasn't been working. It hasn't been working for me. And I admit, I'm putting up my hands in surrender. I admit that whatever I've been doing just hasn't been working. Another one is that maybe you hit rock bottom. Maybe you hit that point in your moment where you're like, you know what? I can no longer afford not to take this seriously. I got to get my life in order. I got to get things tight. I got to get things organized. Otherwise, I might end up becoming someone that I'm not proud of or that I'm not happy with, right? So there's so many different types of people that might be watching this video, and give me a thumbs up if you've made it this far already. So number one, the first key for success is take responsibility. Okay? Take responsibility. Take responsibility and do it now. What does it mean to be responsible for something? It means that you are assuming the burden, and again, it is a burden. You are assuming the burden that whatever is happening, it's my responsibility, that I'm in control, that I'm the one that causes, I'm the one that can fix this, I'm the one that can influence this. So you have a boss in a workplace. His responsibility over the work that's being produced, right? It's his job on the line if something doesn't go well, but also it's his ownership. It's his ability to influence other people in order to get that product the way that he might want. So taking responsibility really just means taking ownership of whatever it is that's happened to you at this point in your life. And here's the kind of sticky point that we might not like. You need to take responsibility for the things that you are doing right now that are amazing and like you love to take responsibility for, but you also got to take responsibility for the things that just aren't going so well. You know what you say, okay, let's just say, like, for example, I've been overeating and I'm not feeling so great about my body. Take responsibility for it. Okay, I take responsibility. I've been engaging in not so great eating habits. I have been doing this. I own it. This is something that I've been doing. I now want to change it. If you don't take responsibility, you're always pushing it off onto other people in your life. You're blaming it on your parents. You're blaming it on different people and coworkers at your job. You're blaming it on all these other forces that are holding you back. And even if it might seem legitimate, even if you have a disability, or even if you have something that just horrifically happened to you, take responsibility for where you are and what you can do and what you can control in your life. It is the most critical component when it comes to a key to success. Anyone who is successful in any area of life has made that moment. They put they've drawn a line in the ground and they've said, no more. I am taking responsibility for my life. I'm taking control of the good and the bad, and I'm taking ownership of it. You gotta be willing to take responsibility for whatever's happening right now in your life. The second key to success is that it's all about mindset. It's all about mindset. That's all that success is. Everyone has the same number of hours per day. Everyone has the same amount of energy when it comes to it. We all got to sleep around 6 to 8 hours, right? Some of us maybe sleep a little bit longer, some of us sleep a little bit less, but it's around the same amount of daylight that we have every single day. The only difference between someone who's operating a super high level, an Olympic athlete, and someone who's just kind of struggling and getting by, it's the mindset that got them there. It's the way that they are thinking. It's the beliefs that they have about themselves, about what is possible, about their potential, about the emotions that they're feeling on a daily basis. And for some people, if they lose a bunch of money, a business owner who's very successful is gonna be like, okay, I understand that wasn't good, let's move on. Other people are gonna dwell on that fact for the next week, for the next 2 weeks, for the next month. It's gonna bring down their entire life, right? So it is all about mindset. And now that you kind of understand that, now if you accept that fact, that it is all about mindset, that unlocking this key, unlocking this door with this key to this other side of success and adventure and freedom, this other kind of life that you're looking to live, that is all about mindset. You should really be thinking, what am I feeding my mind right now? Right? If this was your physical body, let's just say your physical body, right? If you're feeding your physical body crap and junk food and fizzy sodas that are laden with calories and not so great stuff, and your cortisol is up, and you're spiked with your adrenaline, and you have obviously all these sugar rushes, and you're just all over the place with your moods, it's because you're feeding your body not so great things, man, right? The same thing goes with your mind. So you need to first take responsibility for the good and the bad, how you are contributing to the problems that you already have in your life, but also the good things as well. Take responsibility for all of it. Take control of all of it. Take ownership of all of it. Number 2, be willing to accept that it's all about mindset. And once you have a mindset shift, which we're going to be talking about next, it can literally redefine your entire life, because you need to be thinking about, what am I really feeding my mind? Am I feeding my mind positive messages? Am I feeding my mind useful education, training, and tips that can help get me forward in this area of my life? Am I trying to prime myself every single day to be in a good, motivated sense where I'm inspired to wake up and to go out there and achieve my dreams? Am I surrounding myself with the right types of people in my life that are positive influences on me, that are supporting me, my beliefs, my goals? Or am I surrounding myself with sometimes people who are dragging me down? Am I surrounding myself with messages that are kind of just designed to honestly hurt me? They're designed to get me stay in these negative loops which I'm in. Am I surrounding myself in environments which are not pushing me forward, but instead holding me back? So this is the second key. The third key is one of the most important when it comes to unlocking more success in your life. Number 3, when it comes to success, and again, this is really success when it comes to any area, when it comes to health, wealth, finances, when it comes to creating better connections, love relationships in your life, when it comes to even just living with more happiness and abundance and being able to have more vitality and energy in your life, to have more success, whatever that means to you, this next point is one of the biggest things that is going to hold you back, and it is a sticking point. If you're not familiar with what a sticking point is basically something where even if you're doing the right stuff, right, you're taking responsibility, you're really hustling, you're doing things every day, you're achieving milestones, you've got momentum like I talk about in my other videos, this can still hold you back. And I'm telling you, this is one of the things that's going to continue to just eat away at you until you solve it. So what I'm referring to are beliefs, okay? And these are particularly beliefs about yourself, about what your potential is, about whatever it is you're trying to do, the beliefs that you have which are holding you back. These things are nasty buggers, man. They are nasty buggers. And it's kind of will almost sneak up on you. So a lot of these beliefs are actually feed into what we call self-sabotage, where we're having great success, we're doing really well, and we actually sabotage that success. And in other cases, it's actually what caused us to never even try in the first place. Because you're like, oh, I could never do that, and your belief holds you back. It's almost like a prison that you're in. It's a glass ceiling. And until you smash through that, you're never going to be able to unlock success in your life. You're never going to be able to get that love connection that you want. You're never going to be able to start that business that you would love to. You're never going to be able to have that personal finances, the security of having an incredible bank account and wealth that is growing every single month. I'm sorry, but you're never going to get that body because you're always going to be pulled back to what is normal, what is comfortable, what your old beliefs are. And if that's, hey, I'm just not a person who can be fit. I'm someone who's just big boned. I'm someone who, I never was destined to have a lot of money. I'm someone who I don't believe in just, amassing wealth. That's not something that sounds normal to me. It sounds kind of weird. It sounds like it's scammy, right? If these beliefs are holding you back, even if you achieve success and you do the first 2 points we talked about, it is not going to be lasting success. It is not going to be an incredible, you just having one moment where you're living life now as it is. Maybe it's not so great. It's kind of gray out. You go through this window or you go through this doorway. All of a sudden, there's this beautiful pond and there's this river, right? And there's trees and it's like a mountain and it's incredible. You have the sunshine on your skin and it feels so great and pristine, clear air. And you feel filled with vitality and wealth and happiness and all the things that you want are there at your fingertips. But if you don't solve this problem, it's almost like there's a little bit of like a rope or an anchor which is tied to you that's slowly pulling you back. That's slowly pulling you back through that doorway, back into that old version of yourself. And then all of a sudden you wake up and you look around and it's like, how did I end up here? And the doorway closes, right? And you're stuck there. So you got to go through the whole system again, which you don't want to do, right? So this is the next big key to success, but there are two more that I really want to cover on the video here. Number 3, and I think a lot of the times when we talk about success, people are like, oh, Sal, like you're saying that anyone can be successful. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that anyone can be successful. I'm saying that anyone has the potential to be successful. And I talk about this in my book, Unlocking Human Potential. I talk about this in my course, Decoding the Human Mind, sharing with you exactly what you got to do to unlock more success in your life. It's not that anyone can be successful. It's that anyone has the potential to be successful. However, potential energy isn't necessarily being put into action always. So this 4th point is the key to success, and it's honestly the key when it comes to a myriad of different disciplines that we will talk about here, and that you need to invest in your education. You need to invest in training. You need to invest in upgrading your understanding of the world. And if you don't do this, my friend, you're never going to succeed. You're never going to grow. You're never going to prosper. Continuous education is so incredibly important. I'm talking about beyond our school system, beyond a post-secondary MBA or something like that. You got to take charge, take ownership, take control of your own education. And if you don't do that, again, it's going to continue to hold you back, and you're always never going to make a little bit of progress. Maybe make a little bit. You're never going to make those leaps in progress that you see when you really take charge of training and education. So when it comes to this, we're going to say, first of all, that you need to be, education is super, super important when it comes to success. And the other is practice / training, okay? Training. Why is training so important? I mean, think about it. Any Olympic athlete, anyone who's trying to have kind of an athletic endeavor, it'd be really silly for you to expect that you become a really great footballer without going to practice, without understanding different plays and learning about those plays and learning how to maneuver and learning about the different positions, right? If you didn't do that, it's almost like foolhardy to think that you would achieve success, right? So unless you're educated, training, practicing, you're never going to achieve success, at least in the athletic realm. Let's think about it in another way. Even like Mozart, right? Think about someone who's just brilliant, incredible at music, and it comes so naturally to them. But what if he never really develops that talent? He just relies on his creativity. But a creativity undeveloped doesn't really go anywhere in today's age, right? If he doesn't actually educate and learn about how music is written, if he doesn't understand different instruments and how to play them, if he doesn't understand how to put together certain compositions, right? If he doesn't understand how to bring it all together, to write it up so that other people can play his music, if he also doesn't practice and doesn't train, he's never going to get better. This goes back to Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000 hours, where someone who's actually training and doing it time and time again will get better over time. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be actual training. They've done scientific studies where just by thinking about doing free throws, people will get better, almost as though it is normal practice when it comes to basketball. So this is based in science. You need to educate yourself continually. You need to be practicing. You need to be training your mind. And to view this almost as like you're in a freaking dojo, man. And if you want to get to that next black belt, you want to get to that next belt, the next layer, right? Or get to the next stripe on the belt, you got to be in the dojo. You got to be practicing. You got to be learning about the craft, whatever it is that you're trying to do. And the more that you can do this, the more you can invest in your education by reading books, listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos like this, taking courses, attending seminars, all of these different things. It's just going to get you to your goal much, much faster. So I was talking with someone who's working for me about this concept of education. So like within my company, I love to actually train different people that are working for me, and we go through different training programs that are internal when it comes to, so I was talking about what does education mean? And they were kind of thinking about this, and they said, Sal, one of the things about education is that it allows you to do more. It allows you to be more. It's really about someone saying, I believe that whatever I am now maybe isn't going to get me to the success that I want to, but I can get there eventually. By educating myself, by learning about different things, I can piece together the world much better. I can navigate the world much better. I can learn key skills that I didn't know before. I can become more powerful. I can become more assertive, more confident. I can have much more know-how. I can be more deadly and effective at whatever it is that I'm trying to do. And that all comes through reading books, listening to podcasts, watching videos, attending courses, and really being willing to just soak it and become a sponge to absorb all that little bit of information around you. And the more that you do that, even if you're starting at zero, like the way that I started at zero, man. When I started my business, I started at zero with everything I've done in my life. But if you are willing to learn, you have the ultimate advantage, and the ultimate edge is that as long as you're doing that, you will continue to improve year after year after year after year. And so you don't even recognize yourself when you look in the mirror, because you're like, gosh, this is incredible. I can now do this, this, this. I never dreamed of even making a video like this when I was much younger. I was so scared about public speaking, so scared about projecting my voice, all these different things. I was even like scared about writing, and that was something, obviously now I've written a bunch of books out there online. This is something where when you invest in your education, when you practice, when you show up, which is one of the next points I want to talk about, you will see more success in your life. Number 5, this is the most important of all of the things that I am mentioning here today. So again, a lot of the stuff that I'm covering here, this is just scraping the surface. I have a whole entire course when it comes to decoding your mind, unlocking your potential, which you can check out down below. You can also check out my book, Unlocking Human Potential, which again is being able to understand not only these things that are holding you back, but also the tactics that you can use in order to achieve more success in your life, whether that's health, finances, wealth, relationships, etc. So when it comes to this, what is point number 5? I'm gonna put this in different color because this is the most important. This is the most important. It's also one of the hardest to do. So it's one of the simplest, but one of the hardest to do. And that is, you gotta show up. You gotta show up, man. You gotta show up. I'm talking about this. You need to show up. You gotta freaking show up. Now, what does that mean, right? What does it mean to show up? It means that if you're trying to get better at an instrument, you show up to practice. If you're trying to get better, you show up to the next concert. You are consistently showing up, and you're taking commitment and responsibility for that. You are showing up every single day when it comes to your goals. You are showing up, you're ready to improve your mind. You're ready to learn. You're open-minded. You're willing to accept new ways of viewing the world. You're willing to accept new potential solutions to problems which you've had in the past. You're willing to accept new ways of doing things, new mindsets that maybe are calling to you for you to take them on so you can achieve more success in your life. You gotta show up. You gotta be present. This can't be something that you're doing passively, okay? This can't be something that you're just dipping your toes in the water, right? And that's a hobby, right? That's really what a hobby is. You're just dipping your toes in the water for fun. This has to be something where it's becoming integrated into your life. So by showing up, I mean that your life, if I was to ask, hey, what's your life like, right? And you were to give me an honest answer, you would talk about a lot of these things are actually integrated into your life, into your lifestyle. It becomes a part of who you are. You care about your personal development. You care about self-improvement. You care about what mindset you're feeding yourself, right? You care about what you're listening to. You care about what you're paying attention to, what you're putting into your mind. You care about those beliefs and solving those beliefs that are holding you back. You care about discovering the best education out there possible to get you from point A to point B faster. You care about taking responsibility. And when even something doesn't go your way and maybe you are at fault, you take responsibility for that. You know what? I did it. I messed up. That's true. We are going to move forward and we're going to figure this out. You gotta show up. If you don't show up, what the heck is all this for? Think about that. If you don't show up, you aren't committed. Let's be real. If you don't show up, you really don't care. You're hoping. You're a hoper, right? You're someone who's just like hoping that things will change. You're hoping that you'll one day discover this key that will unlock that door and you'll be into this amazing new world, right? And that world is going to have vitality and life and adventure and excitement. What about the journey? Are you really willing to take that journey? Are you really willing to open that door and walk through it? Because most people are not. They're not showing up. If you are committed and you are willing to show up, make that commitment now. Not only by following these different keys to success, but also by taking action, going and checking out the step-by-step blueprint that I have that will outline exactly how to do this and how to unlock this newfound understanding of how your mind works so that you can get momentum, so that you can begin to take action, so you begin to remove the things that are holding you back and you can achieve more success in your life. So I'm gonna link that up down below. I do hope that this was useful and helpful for you. And even if you're someone who maybe isn't yet committed because you have different things going on, really question, is that really because I have things going on, or is that an excuse that I'm making? Are you taking responsibility? Are you taking responsibility? Hope you enjoyed this. My name is Salvador Brigman. Thank you so much for watching this YouTube video. Go and check out those links down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I will see you next time.